Hey there, kids. Just thought I'd tell you a little story today. Don't have much going on right now. I'm working on some videos, but none of them are finished yet. So I thought I would just bore you for 2 or 3 minutes or so, 4 or 5 minutes, with a little bear story that happened to me this morning or early afternoon, I guess. It was close to noon. Um, I'm in the middle of building some sheds and other things around here that need to have posts put in the ground, and I needed to go down to the creek and haul back some gravel from the creek in a tub that I bolt to a pack frame, and I should have probably brought it as a prop, but it's over there, but you get the idea. So I grabbed my pack frame and my rifle, and my faithful dog, my bear dog that usually goes with me, decided that she was more interested in finishing off this really disgusting salmon carcass that she brought into the yard. So she wasn't interested in going down to the creek with me, and that's fine. I go down to the creek all the time by myself anyway because she's off doing her thing. Anyway, as I'm negotiating the trail, and the trail's just that way, I come up a little rise. I'm looking ahead down the trail, but you also, look from side to side periodically to see if there's any movement or anything, because bears don't usually show up right in front of you on the trail, except for today. And as my eyes moved back onto the center of the trail, something looked different. And I didn't know what it was exactly right away. Of course, happens in milliseconds, not even seconds. And I realized that there were two eyes looking back at me from behind two large cottonwood trees that are just off to the side of the trail. And as my eyes focused on it, I could see that there was a young brown bear, grizzly bear, whichever you prefer, that was kind of peeking out from behind these two trees. And obviously, I discarded my shovel because that wasn't going to do me much good. And I raised my rifle. And I love my rifle. And got it ready. I didn't shoot or anything like that, but I got the rifle ready. It was pointed in the right direction, and I needed to be ready in case this bear decided if it was going to be aggressive or not, or what it was going to do. Now, I do apologize. I have to apologize for me not having video of the event. My faithful Dragon Touch Vision 3 Pro camera, I don't say that very often, did not accompany me on this trip. Live and learn, right? Every time I take it with me, nothing happens. But when I leave it at home, so I did not have this with me, and I apologize. But I had the rifle raised, and about that time, the bear decided that it was not going to do anything other than run away. So it kind of dropped down. It must have been kind of standing up on a hump or something, because basically all I had was like a top of the shoulders to the head view on up. And it dropped down. I could still see the top of its back, and it ran off down the trail in the direction that I was also heading. Um, I decided to leave it alone. Obviously, that's what you should do. And I just left the shovel there. I propped it up against a tree, and I turned around and I just meandered, back to the house, and kind of gave my dog a dirty look. And of course, if my dog would have been there, I would have never seen the bear, and that's kind of cool too, after the fact, because you don't exactly know exactly what they're going to do at the time, and neither do they, quite honestly. But got back to the house and let it wait a while, and this time I did take the camera, and obviously there was no bear, and went down to the creek with my dog this time because she had finished her meal, and we got our gravel and came back, and everything was hunky-dory after that. Uh, this was not a huge bear, and it was a young bear, but I think, and I have no idea, I cannot prove it in any way, but I believe it's probably the offspring of this sow that comes through here actually quite frequently, and her cub would have left her this year. Um, Normally I see her at least once a year. She'll come right into the yard with her cub, and never been a problem with her. Every time she sees me or Coxie, if Coxie's asleep or something on the couch, which quite honestly that's how she gets into the yard. Coxie's always in the middle of a nap or something. Uh, she always runs off right away, and her cub goes with her, and that's a good sign because that means she's teaching her cub to stay away from people. If you see a human being, get the heck out of there, kind of thing. So that's a good thing. And this bear just took off right away. The minute it realized what I was, I guess, maybe it didn't quite connect with it any more than than I did. And but it took off and everything was fine. No damage done anywhere. Didn't see any sign of anything. But it has been really busy around here the last 3 or 4 days, especially. Coxie, as you can tell, she's been running back and forth and barking. Maybe that's just preemptive stuff. I think she does that. But I do know we've had bears in the area. We did run off a black bear here 4 or 5 days ago, maybe. I didn't get to see the bear. She pushed it off too quick, but the bear started bawling like they do. It was a black bear. And whenever they get deprived of what they want, because they're kind of spoiled, I guess, they just bitch and complain and moan and blah, 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 they get very vocal when they're disappointed. And I could hear it. I wish I would have had something with me to record the sound, but I didn't. I had my phone with me and stuff, but no way to record the sound at that distance. But it would have been kind of fun. But there have been things going on around up here. I don't think it's Bigfoot, but there are salmon still in the creeks up here. We usually get a late run of silvers. I got a little tiny creek right behind me, and my main creek, which is up over there, we do have some salmon in there. That's where Coxie got her delicious meal. And they're probably hanging around because of that, because they need these last meals. Now, we had a lot of rain this summer, and late August? Yeah, it would have been late August. I brought my freight up on the 25th of August. And a few days after I got up here, there were floods in Talkeetna. You can probably Google that on the internet. Talkeetna flooded, and the river changed a lot, and it really ruined the salmon run to the point where most of the charter boats took their boats off the river, and it wasn't even worth keeping them in business anymore this year, which was bad for them business-wise. But I'm thinking that they're hanging out because they're trying to get that last meal. This is only like the 10th or the 11th or something of October, and it's way too early for them to go to sleep, and they're just hanging around trying to find any bit of food that they can. So that's probably why they're hanging around here. So we're just going to have to keep our eyes peeled, and I'm going to have to keep Bessie ready to rock and roll. But anyway, that's my story. Saw that little bear today. I really regret not being able to get a video of it or even a picture. Head wasn't in the game, And but I'll try harder next time. So with that, I'll let you go. I guess I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm just going to keep building. I've been making some videos that they're not anywhere near ready yet, but they'll be coming up. It's all building, wood sheds and generator sheds and all sorts of stuff out of kind of rustic materials. Nothing fancy schmancy, but hopefully interesting. But anyway, I'll let you go. We'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, one last thing before I go. I'd really appreciate it if you would scroll on down below this video, down in the description area, and check out my little online store. I'd really appreciate it if you'd take a look at this mug. This is my signature mug. It says, "I saved Bill's life, and all I got was this coffee mug in the finger." There's actually a story about the reason I'm flipping the bird, and I will share that with all the people who actually buy the mug. I know these are tough times for everybody, and there's not a lot of extra money to spend. I know that more than anybody. But if you would just kindly take your coffee mug you drink out of every morning and throw it against the wall and break it, you would actually have a legitimate excuse to buy a new coffee mug. And boy, do I have the coffee mug for you. And after all, it's got written proof that you saved my life. What's better than that? But anyway, if you go stop by my store, take a look. I got a lot of other really cool, weird, strange stuff for sale as well that I also designed. You might find it humorous, and maybe you might find something you absolutely cannot live without. But anyway, go check it out. I'd really appreciate it. I got more videos coming. I had to take a break just from burnout of life in general, but I got more stuff coming on homesteading and what you do and don't want to do. The don't want to do is probably bigger part of the story. But anyway, hope you appreciate this video because it's true and honest and everything. And we will see you on the next one.